My background, I did 2 degrees in, the first one was environmental hazards and disaster management, and the second one was in conflict. So my life plan was always to get into this work. I always felt this was my calling to help humanitarian projects. But just as I finished those masters, COVID hit and international travel shut down, so I got diverted into business and I got very distracted. When the war in Ukraine broke out and I watched the news and I watched the pictures, brought back what I felt was my calling, and I thought this is my time to now follow that. So I quit my jobs. I had a small business that I passed over to my family. It took me 6 months to sort of detangle myself from everything I'd involved myself in England, and I moved out here permanently, and that was just over 3 years ago. So it was always something I wanted to do, and when I saw the pictures of what was actually happening here and the people that were being affected by the war, it was too much for me to watch and not do anything. So I packed up my life in England and I moved over here to help. In these wars, it's the civilians that get affected. It's, the governments are supporting the military in the war effort, but it's the humans that are being affected, people who are having their houses destroyed, having their livelihoods destroyed. The support isn't there for them in the same way it is for other aspects of the war effort, and it's the charities and the NGOs, especially the small NGOs, that seem to do the most, have the most effect on the lives of just individual people who would otherwise fall through the net of support networks. And so it was really important to me to come out here and support families and elderly people and children who had lost everything and had no one else to turn to. So I wanted to be a part of the effort, the international effort, to help those people that had been affected by the war just because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And yeah, I felt like the Ukrainian people were being so horrendously affected by this war, but I just wanted to be a part of the effort to help the people. When I first came out here, the donations and the financial donations were coming thick and fast. Ukraine was in the news everywhere, and a lot of people were donating and sending aid out. Over the last 3 years, we've seen such a decline in financial and aid donations, especially, the first big turning point was Israel-Gaza war breaking out, and since then there's been wars breaking out all over the world, and it's diverted attention to a variety of wars, all equally needing assistance. But Ukraine has gone far down the list, but the longer the war goes on, the more people are being affected, the more civilians are losing their homes. It's just not being reported on as much in Western media, especially. When I go home to England, sometimes it doesn't get mentioned at all for days on end. And it's really important for people to remember that this war is still ongoing. It's still affecting civilians every day. There are thousands upon thousands of civilians who have lost their homes, who can't find jobs, who have lost family members, whose whole worlds have imploded in the space of a few years. Some people in the first few months they lost all this, and they've been struggling ever since. And it's really important to remember that this war is still fully fledged. There's no change. In fact, there's only been escalations. Things aren't getting better for the people, they're only getting worse. But the Western media doesn't always report that accurately, in my opinion.